There's another story that's it's it's similar to an Alchemist experience, but it's the other way around, and it is mountain lion woman. Okay, it's a mountain lion woman, um, and these this is it's very similar, but it's there are some differences, um, and I'll just tell it. Okay, I'll just tell the story, then we'll discuss what happens afterwards. All right. So in this story, we have a character by the name of Iron Hawk, Chetan Moza. Yeah, Chetan is hawk, Moza is metal or iron. So it makes people think, well, how in the heck did the Lakota people have metal? Well, remember what I said earlier, um, that there was trading going on in North America in several locations. They were known as gathering places, and Indians would travel there from great distances to trade goods from their lands for goods from other lands. So there are things that you normally find in Central America, uh, the Yucatan Peninsula area. There are things from there that have been found in South Dakota, which shows you there was trading happening. This did not come from the Spanish conquistadors. No, it's older than that. Yeah. And there's things from the northwest that are found in South Dakota. There's things on the California coastline that come from Lakota country. So it shows you that there was trading happening on this land. So this is why we knew about metal, okay? Because some tribes they were already making that, and we had some things like that. So it's really um, it's in the stories. Yeah, that's how you can know this thing. And of course, American anthropologists they don't want to acknowledge that because that would mean that Indians were working with metal way before Europeans were, and that makes Europeans look dumb. Yeah, so this is why anthropologists don't want this known. They don't want this to be known. So anyway, that's this guy's name. Yeah, Ironhawk. And Ironhawk was he was traveling and he was he was looking for a wife. That's basically what he was doing, and he he also had a really good reputation, yeah, because he's a good hunter. He really takes care of old people wherever he goes. He takes care of children, and he's just a helpful person. And he's known for his wisdom. That's the other thing. Yeah, he's also known for wisdom. So he's walking along, and uh, he comes to a village, and oh no, he's on the journey. Okay, he's on the journey, and he sees something up ahead. There's a path, and he's following this, and he sees something on the ground. So his first thought is, "Oh no, somebody's dead." Yeah, so he runs over there, and as he gets closer, he realizes it's a woman. And when he gets even closer, he sees that it's a naked woman. And he gets even closer, he sees that she's laying on the ground. She's on her back, and she has her legs up in the air, spread out. Yeah, and she's basically saying "fuck me." Yeah, and he's like, "Are you sick?" Because see, he's taught about women as a young boy that that you respect women. and that both boys and girls, they're taught to respect themselves. And so he thinks this lady is crazy because, what kind of woman just lays on the road with her legs up in the air like that, and she has no clothes on? Yeah. So he thinks that she must be crazy. So then he what do you call it? He says, he sees her dress in the distance, so he goes after it and he says, "Here, put your dress back on, and so I'll take you back to your home." Because he thinks that maybe she's living with her parents or something. Yeah. So she's kind of upset. So then, she, kind of angrily, she puts her dress back on, and then, he she said, oh, he says, "Where do you live?" And she says, "Over that hill." So they go over this hill, and there's a teepee there. It's just by itself. So he's thinking there must be something wrong with her because she's living all alone, yeah, in the middle of nowhere, and there's just one teepee there. And so they go in, and when he goes inside, he sees a little boy um, that he's tied to one of the teepee poles, and he's really dirty. His clothes are tattered, um, and he looks just skinny, yeah, like a human skeleton. It looks like he hasn't eaten in a long time. And and meanwhile, the woman she's just physically very very beautiful. Um, you know, any guy probably would have humped her, yeah, but Ironhawk is not any guy, yeah, and and so he senses something wrong because the woman, her body is very pleasing to look at, which means she's eating, but yet here's her son, and he's starving. Yeah, he's starving. He's about ready to die, basically. He's just barely sitting there, and he's tied up. His hands are tied together. His feet are tied together, and there's a rope tied to one of the teepee poles so he can't escape. And he asks her, "Who is this?" And she says, "Well, that's my son." She says, and she says that there's something wrong with him. She said he keeps hurting himself. That's why I have to tie him up. And then he tries to run away all the time, so I have to tie him to the this teepee pole. She said, "I can't leave him outside," she said, "because I think a wolf might eat him. So I don't. I just leave him in here," she said. And he's not right in the head. Yeah, he's kind of crazy, she said. And she said, she said, I was looking for some food for us. And she said, this is, I still have to get food to feed him. And then Ironhawk says, I can get you some food. And then she says, no, just stay here. She said, I already caught something, and I put it up in the tree so the wolves can't get it, she said. So I'm gonna go get it, and I'll bring it in and I'll cook for us, she said. So she said, just lay on this buffalo robe and rest. I know you've been traveling a long distance. You can take a nap, she said. So Ironhawk said, okay. So he went and lay down on that buffalo robe, and she went outside. After she was a distance away, he sat up and he untied the thing from the boy's mouth, and he said, "What's your name?" And the boy couldn't talk, so Ironhawk got him some water, and the boy really drank it fast. Yeah, so Ironhawk said, slow down, you're going to make yourself sick." And he said, "I have something for you," and he pulled out some dried deer meat, and he gave it to the boy to eat. And then today, white people call that beef jerky. Yeah. And but we call it something else. And so the boy was eating that and drinking water, and he regained some strength, yeah, and he could talk. So the boy said, "That's not my mom." He said, "She's not a real woman." She said, she's, I don't know what she is, but she's not a real woman." She said, I mean, the boy said, and she said that she captured me, and I think what she wants to do is she wants to fatten me up. She wants to make me fat, and then she's going to eat me, because I think she said that little children taste good. So she wants to make me fat. And every time she gives me food, I throw it up. She said, when she leaves, I throw it up and I dig it, I bury it in the ground. Yeah, because he doesn't want to get fat, because if he gets fat, she's going to kill him and eat him. So whenever she brings him food, he eats it, and then when she leaves, he forces himself to throw up, and then he buries the vomit in the ground, so she won't know. That's how he got skinny. And so finally, she figured out he was doing that. So finally, this is why she tied him up like this. Yeah, so he can't vomit. So then he says, Ironhawk says, "Okay, you're gonna come with me." He said, "I'll take you someplace safe." So the boy says, "Okay." So he said, "But first, let's go find your mother. I want to see what she's doing." So the boy got scared. He said, "Don't worry." He said, "Nothing's going to happen to you. I promise you," he said. So they go and Ironhawk follows her tracks. Yeah. Excuse me. So he follows these women's foot tracks, and all of a sudden, just like that, these foot tracks turn into animal prints. It's a mountain lion. Yeah. Just in 2 steps, suddenly it's a mountain lion footprints, mountain lion tracks. So he knows there's something deadly about this woman. Yeah. So he tracks her and he sees her in the distance, and again she's laying on the path. Yeah, she's laying on the path, and she's laying on her back. She's naked. She has her legs in the air, and in a distance further, he sees a man walking in her direction. And so he's going to try to warn that man to, watch out. This is a deadly woman here. Yeah, there's something not right about this woman, in that, that he could die. So Ironhawk starts running. Yeah, he starts running towards this man to try to warn him, but he's still too far away. And the other man gets to the woman first, and he takes off his clothes, and he starts, having sex with this lady. Just as he's going to orgasm into her, she turns into the mountain lion, and she starts scraping away his back. Yeah, she starts scraping the meat off of his back, and he's just in pain, and he starts screaming, and then she rips his head off, and then she's back into this mountain lion, and she's starting to eat this man. So when Ironhawk gets close enough, he shoots an arrow into her, yeah, from the back, and it goes from her back and under her shoulder, and it gets into her heart. So when the mountain lion drops, it was trying to change. Yeah, so part of the body is that woman, and other parts are a mountain lion. And so by this time, that boy saw what happened. Yeah, so he really got scared. And Ironhawk calmed him down and said, "Don't worry." He said, "It's okay." He said, "She's dead." He said, "She can't hurt you anymore. Yeah, she'll never ever hurt you again. She's dead." Yeah, and it's unfortunate that the other guy was a victim, but he couldn't get to him fast enough to warn him. Yeah. So Ironhawk took the boy to his grandparents because he was raised by his grandparents. Yeah, his parents died, and so Ironhawk's grandparents raised him, and they were looking forward to this boy. Yeah, this little boy. So his grandparents were happy to see Ironhawk coming with this little boy, and he said, um, you can. My grandparents will take care of you. They're going to raise you, and and this boy is going to grow up to be a really good man too. Yeah. And what was his name? I think his name was Red Hawk. Yeah, because they changed his name to Chetan Luta, his Red Hawk. So the boy, he's going to grow up to be a really good man as well because he's going to be raised by grandparents. But this is this shows you, yeah, what can happen when you what do you call it? When a guy is chasing after a woman just because she has a nice ass or has big tits or whatever, yeah, or is long legs or whatever. This when guys only focus on the physical, that there are dangerous women out there just like there's dangerous men. Yeah, the door swings both ways. Yeah. There are women who are very vicious, and they're really, like I said, this lady, she has no respect for children. Yeah, she wanted to eat this boy. She was trying to fatten him up, and and look at the extremes he had to resort to. Yeah, he had to starve himself so she wouldn't eat him. Yeah, this is so sad. Yeah, that he had to do that to live. He had to starve himself to live as long as he could. Isn't that doesn't even in a way it sounds crazy in it, but he had to do that to avoid getting fat so that she would eat him. Crazy. So she is all she's out for is to devour men, yeah, to present herself in such a way as to seduce him, and then once she has him, once his penis is inside of her vagina, then that's when she takes him, yeah, that's when she kills him and literally eats him. That's her lunch, yeah, that's her dinner. This is a mountain lion woman, yeah, and this is vicious because it's very fast, yeah, it happens really fast, and this shows you, with guys it's so easy, yeah, guys see a naked woman and they go ooh, and they start humping anything, yeah, they go nuts and start humping anything, their pelvis starts thrusting right away, and they start humping the air. So it's easier for the mountain lion woman to get a man than it is for an elk man to get a woman. Yeah, but the concept is the same. Is that this is what happens when you only focus on the physical. You become a victim of your own carnal lust. When you don't know the person, and you just focus only on that, and having a series of one night stands and things like that, this is gonna catch up to you. Yeah, it's gonna catch up to you, and pretty soon it's gonna be like a machine. In other words, you find no pleasure in sex anymore. Yeah, it's you now have become a sex addict. And people think that, when people are addicted to sex, that it's all a life of pleasure because they're fucking all the time. No, it's not. A sex addict leads a very, very sad life because there's no pleasure. Yeah, a sex addict feels absolutely no pleasure at all. Yeah, they can do it, but they don't feel anything. It's gone. Yeah, it's really one of the worst diseases to get because to make love is one of the most beautiful things in the universe. Yeah, when you're really in love with somebody and you know that person really good and you're just so in love with them and you're making love, that feeling is just incredible. And a sex addict loses that. Yeah, they never feel it again. It's it's done. Yeah, in their lives, it's over. There's almost no coming back from that. That's to me is really sad. Yeah, because those of us, who have partners and we make love, and it's incredible. I wouldn't trade that for anything. Yeah, that to me is the most precious. I don't know, the most precious event that can happen between a man and a woman. Nothing comes close. Yeah, to me, nothing comes close. And I think that's the way it is for a lot of people. That's just the best thing in the universe. So when you only focus on the physical, you will never feel the full intensity of making love. You never will. You're just going to feel the superficial aspect of it, but the reality is there's more to it than the physical. Yeah? When you're making love, there's more to it than the physical pleasure. There's also the emotional energy. There's the spiritual connection, and the mind just goes whoa, yeah, and it's amazing, and it's you know that can only happen when you're a healthy person. Yeah, that can only happen when you're an emotionally healthy person. So these stories that they're teaching people that when you are not emotionally healthy, the chances are great that you will become a victim of an elk man or a mountain lion woman. Yeah, that the chances are really great for that to happen. So, but you see how that story is kind of you could make a Halloween movie out of that, yeah? The mountain lion woman. I told this during Halloween, yeah? I told this story during Halloween, so it fits the theme too, yeah? That it can be a really really scary thing. Tomorrow we're going to continue this theme, okay? So for us it's going to be Valentine's Day plus 2. For this show. Yeah, so tomorrow I'm gonna tell you a story of a woman that has teeth in her vagina. Yikes. That's vicious, yeah. And then also, if we have time, we're gonna talk about deer women too. Okay, these are very, very interesting stories, and this shows you, the fact that we have these stories is telling you that this is very important, to be emotionally healthy, because these stories tell you what happens when you're not. Yeah, when you just focus on the physical, your life could be screwed up for a long time. Yeah, all kinds of dangerous things can happen to you when you only focus on the physical. Yeah, and that includes skin color. Like when you only focus on the skin color of somebody, whether you like them because of that skin color or you don't like them because of that skin color. See, when you only focus on physical appearance, your life is going to mess up. And these stories talk about that. Yeah. So tomorrow we'll talk a little bit more on those stories and and then it will bring it the theme to an end, yeah, or Valentine's kind of thing. Uh, so it's interesting information. Yeah, I like talking about these stories, and really we can talk about them anytime because they are very important. And sex is a very it's a very sacred thing. Yeah, it's not just a physical thing. It's hard to explain, yeah, because that's how beautiful it is when you have the right person and for you and this I don't have to say anything. I think you know, and you know what I mean. I shouldn't have to say anything. So it's important to be emotionally um, intelligent before you do a lot of these things. Yeah, because they're so much better. They feel much better. The effect lasts longer when you're emotionally stable. Yeah, and everything is. I don't know. I'm not gonna say it 'cause I'm blushing. It's beautiful. Just let me say it like that. Yeah, this is the most beautiful experience ever.